Hello everyone, good morning. Today I would like to start a very new concept for you, colligative properties. What exactly colligative properties means? The properties which exactly depends on quantity of matter are called colligative properties. I am repeating one more time. The properties which exactly depends on quantity of matter are called colligative properties. I was written already. There are four colligative properties. One is the relative lowering of vapor pressure, and second one is elevation in a boiling point, depression in freezing point, third one, and fourth one is osmotic pressure. Correct. So one by one we have to discuss now what exactly colligative properties, what exactly relative lowering of vapor pressure, which we call RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Let's see one by one. Okay, so what exactly relative lowering of vapor? Let's see the vapor pressure. First one, to understand the relative lowering of vapor pressure, we must know vapor pressure. See, what exactly vapor pressure? To understand vapor pressure, we must know some small information. While heating of a pure solvent, liquid converts to vapor. Everybody knows that. That particular process is called vaporization. See here I was written vaporization. Liquid converted to vapors is called vaporization, and the same backward reaction, vapors converted to liquid, is called condensation. Right? So this liquid convert to vapors can be represented like this, and those vapors come down again, that you can consider as condensation. Now this what exactly vapor pressure, let's see. When these two processes taking place simultaneously, means both vaporization and condensation taking place simultaneously, means at particular equilibrium, the pressure exerted by vapors of liquid, on its surface like this is called vapor pressure. So clearly what exactly definition of vapor pressure means, when liquid converts to vapor and vapors converted to liquid, both taking place simultaneously at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by vapors of liquid on its surface is called vapor pressure. See, I was considered pure solvent. I am heating here. This liquid part is slowly converting into vapors, and those vapors again coming down. So both processes are simultaneously taking place at equilibrium. The pressure exerted by vapors of liquid on its surface is called vapor pressure. Okay, come to the next, LVP, lowering of vapor pressure. To understand lowering of vapor pressure, just observe this. This is the solution. Solution which consists of non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute. This is the solution I am considering. It is having solution having or with non-volatile solute I am considering. What exactly non-volatile solute, you may have a doubt. Non-volatile solute means the particles which are very big and cannot be vaporized easily. They are called non-volatile solute. In that name only you have non-volatile, cannot be vaporized. So when these non-volatile particles are present, when you are heating, as they are macro particles means what? Big particles. So they are occupying the surface. They are occupying more space. So this solution cannot convert into vapors easily. So vaporization is low here. Vaporization is low means vapor pressure is low, because number of vapor molecules are less. Got it? So here, suppose if you are considering the pressure exerted is P naught here. Here the pressure exerted on its surface, suppose like this, is PS suppose. Now which will be big? P naught is big or PS is big? That is my question. Definitely P naught is big than PS because here vaporization is easy because there is no non-volatile solute, pure solvent I was considered. So there is no particular non-volatile solute, all are microparticles here. So while heating they can easily convert into vapors. So more number of vapor molecules here you have, so they apply more pressure. Whereas here solution with a non-volatile solute particles are macro means big particles. So while heating they occupy the surface which cannot allow vaporization. So number of vapor molecules are less. Certainly the pressure will be less. So PS will be less than P naught. So clear? P naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. PS is the vapor pressure of solution. Which is big? P naught is big. PS is big means I already told you. P naught is big. So I am writing here vapor pressure of pure solvent is P naught. Vapor pressure of solution is equal to PS. So as I told you in previous, P naught is always greater than PS. So what exactly lowering of vapor pressure now? How much vapor pressure was lowered when the non-volatile solute was added? Non-volatile solute was added, then how much vapor pressure was decreased? So certainly you can write that as delta P. Delta P is nothing but lowering of vapor pressure. So what exactly difference? Difference in these two will be lowering of vapor pressure. That's it. So delta P is equals to P naught minus PS. That's it. Delta P is the lowering of vapor pressure, which is exactly the difference between P naught and PS. Why sir P naught minus PS? Why not PS minus P naught? Means very simple. P naught is greater. Why P naught is greater? It is consisting of only pure solvent. PS is low because it consists of non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute cannot allow vaporization easily. Got it? So lowering of vapor pressure we have. What is lowering of vapor pressure? I am telling you one more time. Lowering of vapor pressure represented with delta P, which is equals to P naught minus PS. This is about what exactly vapor pressure? When non-volatile solute added, what will be vapor pressure? And what exactly the lowering of vapor pressure? Lowering of vapor pressure represented with delta P, and delta P is P naught minus PS. Pressure means atmospheres. We can use mm of Hg units. We can use like that. Newton per meter square. SI units, CGS unit dyne per centimeter. Like that you can use units for vapor pressure. Got it clearly? Okay. So next we have to discuss our colligative property, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Just I am giving you, just go through that. I am giving you 1 minute time. Just go through that so that you can understand what is vapor pressure and lowering of vapor pressure. P naught means vapor pressure of pure solvent and PS means vapor pressure of solution. Okay, let's see now what exactly relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now, very simple. If you understand a lowering of vapor pressure, it's very simple to understand what exactly the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Got it? So, very simple concept. Only thing we have to focus. That's it. Nothing. So let's see now RLVP. I told you there are four qualitative properties. Among them, the first one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Do you know the lowering of vapor pressure? P naught minus Ps. Yes, it's very simple. RLVP now. It is the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. That is exactly relative lowering of vapor pressure. So RLVP is nothing but lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So how you can write relative lowering of vapor pressure now? You can write as delta P by P naught. This is relative lowering of vapor pressure. What exactly relative lowering of vapor pressure? It is the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So delta P by P naught. So finally you can write RLVP is equals to P naught minus Ps by P naught. This is exactly relative lowering of vapor pressure. RLVP is equals to P naught minus Ps by P naught. What exactly RLVP? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Alright. Now to understand this relative lowering of vapor pressure and what is the relation with the concentration, we can understand by using Raoult's law, which is very important to you. So what exactly we discussed now means RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. This RLVP is equal to P naught minus Ps by P naught. Got it? So now what exactly Raoult's law of partial pressures or Raoult's law of vapor pressure, like we can discuss now Raoult's law. What exactly? According to Raoult's law, the vapor pressure of particular solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent, mole fraction of pure solvent. That is Raoult's law exact statement. What exactly Raoult's law? According to this, the vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of pure solvent. This is exactly the statement of Raoult's law. According to this, the vapor pressure of a solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent. Vapor pressure of solution means I was given as a Ps, and mole fraction of solvent previously we discussed, that is mole fraction of solvent I can write like this. So what exactly you can write here means, therefore Ps is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent. This is the simple way to understand Raoult's law. It is a statement. According to Raoult's law, the vapor pressure of a solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent. Okay, this I can write like this. Excuse me. Ps is equals to some constant K into mole fraction of solvent, you can say. What exactly K? K is a proportionality constant. Ps we know, vapor pressure of solution. See, mole fraction of solvent, if it is very high, if mole fraction of this solvent is very high, then what happens? Then mole fraction of solute is negligible. If we consider mole fraction of solvent is very high, so that solvent if high, non-volatile solute is less, so that vaporization increases, so vapor pressure increases. Very simple. mole fraction of a solvent increases, vapor pressure of solution increases. So I am considering solvent only very high. For dilute solutions, solvent is very high. So solution consists of more quantity of solvent. Certainly this mole fraction of a solute is negligible. Getting what I am saying? So mole fraction of solvent is high means mole fraction of solute is very less. So what you can write? Mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent is equals to 1. Everybody knows. So this mole fraction of solute is very small quantity, so which can be negligible. I am considering solvent is very high. Why you are considering, sir, means this Raoult's law is applicable only for dilute solutions. For dilute solutions, as we know, the solute quantity is very less. That's why mole fraction of solute is very less. Certainly, if it is negligible, mole fraction of solvent is almost is equals to 1. If it is 1 and K value will be P naught. Sir, it is PS, sir, you are saying P naught. Yes, solvent is very high. So vapor pressure of solution will be almost equal to vapor pressure of solvent. So if mole fraction of solvent is 1, so you can write this P naught is equal to K. These two things you must remember. So K is equals to PS if the mole fraction of solvent is 1. Yes, correct. This mole fraction of solution, this vapor pressure of solution can be vapor pressure of pure solvent because solute is negligible. So substitute these two values here so that what you can have now, this PS is equals to some P naught into mole fraction of solvent. If I am considering, if this particular mole fraction of solvent is very high, then mole fraction of solute is negligible. So here mole fraction of solvent is 1 and P naught is equals to K. This we cannot substitute because it can be some particular value. So if we are considering the mole fraction of solvent is equals to 1, then mole fraction of solute is almost negligible. So K value you can take as P naught. That's what we are doing. Okay. So what you can write, this PS is equals to, you can write as P naught into 1 minus mole fraction of solute. You can write mole fraction of solvent is nothing but 1 minus mole fraction of solute, because mole fraction of solute and mole fraction of solvent is equals to 1. Okay, so I am trying to give you one relation. Relative lowering of vapor pressure I will derive from this. That's why I am writing like this. Nothing more than that. Okay, so I was taken PS is equals to P naught into mole fraction of solvent. In place of K, you have P naught. That's it. Okay, then sir, mole fraction of solvent also you take 1. It cannot be 1 all the times. It can be 0.9 sometimes, 0.99, something different. So you have to take relation also. That is very important. Why you are writing in place of K P naught means just to have relative lowering of vapor pressure. That's why I am writing. Don't get confused. So PS is equals to K into mole fraction of solvent. That I am writing as PS is equals to P naught into mole fraction of solvent. So PS is equals to P naught into 1 minus mole fraction of solute. Then what exactly PS? PS is equals to P naught minus P naught into mole fraction of solute. This P naught I was multiplied. So PS is equals to P naught minus P naught into mole fraction of solute. Just look at this once. What exactly Raoult's law? Vapor pressure of a solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent. So PS is equal to some K into mole fraction of solvent. In place of K, I am putting P naught. By considering mole fraction of solvent is very high. If I am considering mole fraction of solvent is very high, mole fraction of solute is negligible. Mole fraction of solute if negligible, mole fraction of solvent is equal to 1. I am telling you, if solvent is very high, this will be almost 1 and PS will become P naught. So K is equal to P naught. So that K value I was substituted. In place of K, I was substituted P naught. So this what exactly I have? PS is equal to P naught into mole fraction of solvent. So what exactly PS I have? PS is equal to P naught into 1 minus mole fraction of solute. Why you are doing like this means I am giving relative lowering of vapor pressure. I was not given. This person was given relative lowering of vapor pressure relation with mole fraction of solute. But so that is about the Raoult's law. Now we will continue with this. Just wait a minute, not even minute, just wait few seconds. I will give you the relation. Okay, let's see now how you can write this. This PS is equals to P naught minus P naught into mole fraction of solute. This I can write like P naught minus PS. This PS going that side. This P naught into mole fraction of solute I am writing like this. P naught into mole fraction of solute. Can I write like this? Look at them both. PS is equals to P naught minus P naught into mole fraction of solute. Listen carefully. This term will come here. Means of course I was written on right side. Assume like that. P naught into mole fraction of solute is coming this side and PS will go that side. So P naught minus PS, this term will be here. P naught into mole fraction of solute and P naught minus PS. So now how I can write this? P naught minus PS by this P naught comes to the denominator. So you can have mole fraction of solute. This is Raoult's law mathematical relation. I was given statement first. What I was given? Vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of pure solvent I was given. From that I was derived this important formula for you. I repeat, mathematical relation is P naught minus PS by P naught is equals to mole fraction of solute. What is this exact term P naught minus PS by P naught I was given previously? That is only RLVP. RLVP is equals to, mole fraction of solute. RLVP is equals to mole fraction of solute. Now you can write like this also. P naught minus PS is nothing but what I told you, delta P. Delta P by P naught. P naught minus PS by P naught minus PS is nothing but delta P. Delta P by P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute. This is also one of the important relation. Sometimes they will ask delta P. What is delta P? What is lowering of vapor pressure? Then you can use this formula. Or by providing this delta P value, they will ask maybe mole fraction of solute, maybe the vapor pressure of pure solvent they can ask. So it's a very clear. Delta P is the lowering of vapor pressure. What exactly? Delta P is nothing but LVP. This entire term P naught minus PS by P naught is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Just go through these three formulas. 1, 2, 3. Got it? P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute is 1. This entire term is RLVP. This particular numerator part is the delta P, which we call LVP, lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, now Raoult's relation I was given for mole fraction. Okay, now with molality also I will give. With molality. If you remember this formula, we can easily say. Okay. See, as I told you, this Raoult's law is applicable for dilute solutions as well as ideal solutions. What exactly ideal solution? I will tell you later. Dilute solution means you know already. Solvent is very high, solute is very less. Got it? So this Raoult's law is applicable only for dilute solutions. It is applicable. It means what? Raoult's law is applicable only for dilute solutions. Okay. What you can write this RLVP? You can write RLVP is equals to mole fraction of solute. Can I write mole fraction of solute like number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. Solvent means not. Remember this. P naught. Solvent. Vapor pressure of solvent. Not solvent. Yes. Number of moles of solute. Otherwise I write like this. Number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. Because mole fraction of particular solute, I know, you know, everybody know what is mole fraction. Number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all components. Okay, applicable for dilute solutions. So, number of moles of solute is very less. As I told you, for dilute solutions, who is more? Dilute solution means what? Solvent is in excess, solute is very less. So, therefore, for dilute solutions, NS will be very less. NS will be very less than this N0. This number of moles of solute I am writing as NS, number of moles of solvent I am writing as not solute. Yes sir. For dilute solutions, number of moles of solute is very much less than number of moles of dilute solutions. See, number of moles of solute is very less, because dilute solution means what? Solvent is excess. So number of moles of solute is very less. So solvent is very high. So number of moles of solvent is very high. So I can write this number of moles of solute as A by M. Number of moles of solvent I can write as B by W. What exactly A and B, M as well as W? Very simple. A is weight. This is also weight. This is gram molecular weight. M is the gram molecular weight, and W also gram molecular weight. But whose weight? Let's see. A is the weight of solute. This M is the gram molecular weight of solute. B is the weight of solvent. W is the gram molecular weight of solvent. Just go through that, just few seconds. I was written number of moles of solute as A by M. Number of moles of solvent I was written as B by W. I repeat, not means solvent. So S means solute. Of course in PS that is a solution. P naught is a solvent. But here number of moles of solute. That is only the difference. I am telling you one more time, because substitution if become wrong, excuse me, numerical will become wrong. So that's what I am telling you. Here number of moles of solute A by M. Substitution should be neat and correct. So A is a weight of solute, M is the gram molecular weight of solute, and here N naught is B by W, where B is weight of solvent and W is the gram molecular weight of solvent. That's it. So if you substitute this number of moles of solute and number of moles of this particular solvent in this formula, of course this is negligible. So how you can write, let's see. It's very simple. Ns is negligible in the denominator. So if it is negligible, how to write? You can write as RLVP. RLVP is equals to simply Ns by N naught. This is for dilute solutions. Dilute solution. So concentrated solution given, sir, you can use this formula directly. Applicable for dilute solutions. If they said like that in numerical, concentrated solution, apply, means we will apply, that's it, whether it is applicable or not secondary. So then you can take this formula. This is the formula for concentration, concentrated. This is for dilute solutions, remember this. For dilute solutions, what exactly Raoult's law means? RLVP is equals to Ns by N naught. So how you can write now? RLVP is equals to, I can write as A by M into W by B, because N naught in the denominator, so it will be reverse. W by B. B by W, if I am substituting here, B by W, W goes to numerator. Got it? So RLVP, we have one relation for dilute solutions. This is also for dilute solutions. RLVP is equals to A by M into W by B. Now I am going to give you one important relation between RLVP and molality. M, small m, molality. You know what exactly molality? Molality means weight of solute by gram molecular weight of solute into 1000 by weight of solvent in grams. So this is weight. Whose weight? Solute weight. Whose gram molecular weight? Solute gram molecular weight. Weight of solvent means what I said? Weight of solvent, B I told you. So in place of this A, M and B, I can write molality by 1000. Molality by 1000 is equals to, I can write as A by M into 1 by B. So in place of A by M into 1 by B here, I can substitute M by 1000. Got it? So if I substitute, what I will get? RLVP is equals to this M by 1000 I have right here. M by 1000 into W. That's it. This is the most important relation between relative lowering of vapor pressure and molality. You must write everything very clearly. M is molality. Here W means what exactly? W is gram molecular weight of, I was written of course, but once again. So why you are mentioning and why you are stressing like this means substitution is very important in numericals. That's why I am telling you all these things. So this is RLVP. And for dilute solutions it is applicable. So for dilute solutions, number of moles of solute is very less, because dilute means everybody knows it is excess. So Ns is very much less than N naught. So for dilute solutions I am neglecting this number of moles of solute, so that I got RLVP is equals to Ns by N naught, and I was substituted in terms of weight and gram molecular weights, and I was given molality relation. Just go through this. RLVP is equals to molality by 1000 into gram molecular weight of solvent. I repeat, finally, this will be the formula of Raoult's law for concentrated solutions, and this will be for dilute solutions. Got it? Thank you.